And here we are. IntoTheBreach versus SoloSquad, Game 2. IntoTheBreach this time on the Dire. Were they on the Dire last time? No, they were on the Radiant last time. Okay. So, that's always confusing when the teams swap over. I'm not clever enough to understand. And once again, Doom banned out. They don't want to play against a Doom. I understand it. Doom kind of turns you into a creep. Yeah, I guess. Let me also quickly, while they're drafting, get good old thingy. And Beastmaster ban. So, once again, this is the offlaner ban phase. I mean, you could get technical, say it's the 1, 2, 3, 4 flex picks, something. Well, okay, it's offlaners. We're banning offlaners out. We're banning a Doom. We're banning a Beastmaster. We don't want to play against these heroes. These heroes do too much. I didn't realize Beastmaster was so good. Is it good now? It's being prioritized by the bans at least. It gives you push. It's very... gives you a BKB piercing disable. You know, all very nice things. But like I said, I want to see SoloSquad just go for something which they're more comfortable with. Last game they didn't feel comfortable. You know, the first game we saw them today, they had this full protect 1, they had this stalling strat. It worked. It looked really dodgy at the start, and then it turned out they actually knew what they were doing really well, and it paid off. Last game, it didn't work out. They had this Jug who went Battle Fury and died at the Battle Fury, you know. The game ended when he got his Battle Fury, basically. Don't do that again.
10 seconds.
And they actually banned out the Phoenix. If we're not going to get it, no one's going to get it.
5 seconds remain.
Now, I'm not sure what we'll see IntoTheBreach do is the thing. I've only seen them in the one game, and they looked very good.
Turn to pick.
They do go for that tiny ban. Once again, a very flexible hero. Last game, we did see it flex mid. It didn't do that well, but it still had an impact. And that's the thing with the tiny. You do stuff no matter how badly your game goes. I guess they're just looking to, you know,
Seconds remain.
we don't want you to get anything out of this game.
5 seconds remain.
Now, here we go. First pick. And we're already in reserve time.
Dire must choose.
Here comes the... once again, this hero. First picked either first or second picked every game today so far. Of the third game I've watched. But not a lot. It's not a big sample size. But this hero, every game being picked.
10 seconds remain.
First by SoloSquad in their first game. Then in this best of 3, it was picked by IntoTheBreach. And now it's been taken back by SoloSquad. You know, they don't want to give it away. And they don't want to ban it either. They just see it as way too good. They just want to have it for themselves. And I'd agree with them. It's an amazing hero right now. Now, I imagine we'll see some sort of way to get out of the cogs. You know, maybe someone with a blink. Maybe someone who likes to build 4 staffs. Or maybe just someone who doesn't mind being cogged. You know, if Clockwork jumps on you and cogs you, but you're a DK, or you're a Slark who just hits him back, then it doesn't really matter. You know, suddenly you're not stuck in there with him. He's stuck in there with you. And we have a Rubik and... yeah, back to the Veno. That's what I was saying I wanted. I wanted to go for this stalling style of draft. Back with these heroes they're more comfortable with. And already this is looking better for SoloSquad. Now, first pick Rubik is an interesting one. You do block out those Enigmas, those, you know, those Earthshakers, unless they're very happy that they're going to catch you with that black hole as well. But at the same time, you still have no save. You need this other support to offer some sort of save, ideally. And we'll just have a Void instead. Now, you've wasted out cogs, so the Clockwork doesn't really affect you too much. Veno might... I wouldn't say it's too much of an issue. You have ways to play around the Veno stuff. But this is a very aggressive start by IntoTheBreach. Ban out Void. Don't want to go into the purple draft. You've already got the purple cloak. You've got a purple Void Spirit. You don't want a purple Faceless Void as well. That's too broken. The all purple draft is awful.
5 seconds.
I'm not sure what they want to. They don't. These guys, so they don't have much building damage right now on Into the Breach, and you can itemize against it, but it's just one of the things. I do think people do need to prioritize building damage more than they do so. We saw when SoloSquad won their first game, the enemy lineup had no building damage whatsoever. So as a result, this Veno Treant just could do what they did. Now, Drow bound out. I think she's been banned out all 3 games. I want to say, or at least 2 of them. Sven banned. So yeah, all these same carries getting banned out. All these carries who do okay in lane and also are quite happy to just jungle. They don't want the Slark against them. This makes me feel they're going to go for some sort of melee offlaner. Maybe a Mars. Maybe a Centaur again. I think Centaur might do okay. You have this Stampede to get away from the, Veno ults you just Stampede away. Disengage from the fight. Okay, so Unlord. Yeah, so one of these very tanky melee offlaners who traditionally a Slark would, absolutely tear into, as well as a Drow. Now you do, the thing about the Veno can still build that Spirit Vessel, so it's not awful against the Unlord. You do have ways to take him down. I think maybe see an Ursa or Monkey King at some point. Okay, there's our save. So Clockwork jumps in, Oracle ult comes out. You also have a way to purge off the shield from Void. Void gets the shield out, you just purge it off with the Oracle. I believe it can be purged. Might not be able to. So there's that. Rubik likes doing it. Yeah, Rubik can make a lot of good. That's a good point. Rubik can make a lot of good use from Veno spells.
Anti-mage.
And we have our first AM. The Wyvern pick here. It's interesting. I wouldn't have said it's an amazing Wyvern game in that your ult doesn't offer a load straight away. Now that they have an AM, suddenly maybe you get some kills in ult. Trying to work out where they're going to lane these people up. I guess you put the Wyvern 5. So he's laning up against this Veno clock. So you do have a long range way of taking down the Veno wards, which you do need. But I think AM has a pretty good game here. They don't have a lot of lockdown for him. You have the Lift on the Rubik. You have Aether Remnant on the Void. But, both of those don't. You can reflect the Lift. You have to, the Aether Remnant's a skill shot, so that's always a bit hit and miss unless you set it up. Yeah, here we go. We ban out the Ursa. Always a good counter into the AM. Quat banned out. Don't want to play into that. Oh yeah, we do have the overall last pick on Into the Breach. And I'm really scared they're just going to pick a Meepo. I don't think this would be a bad Meepo again. Clock is kind of an issue. You can lock a Meepo down, but I don't think it would be awful. Once again, though, that's relying on one of them playing a Meepo, which is really not always that likely. You could also put a Brood here. A Brood wouldn't be too bad. I think a Brood would do quite well on the Into the Breach. I'm just thinking of cheese ideas. They don't necessarily have to do cheese, but I always like thinking of what cheese ideas you could do. Okay, they're about this Puck. Puck, very good at locking down that Void. And last pick Razor. You haven't got anyone. You don't particularly counter anyone with this Razor right now. But it is a strong mid laner anyway. You do have this flash farming ability in your nuke. So even if you lose your lane, you're still going to get that farm. and you still just do stuff in fights. You just you know, if you're having a bad game, just stat up, buy these defensive items, and just disable someone's damage. Also, you match up okay against the Void Spirit in lane because even when he dissimulates, you're still stealing damage from him. Well, at least not. I don't know if you're still stealing, but he doesn't break the link. So Void really has to get, you know, you can't just dissimulate and that dodges it out. I'm thinking about this one. I'm not fancying IntoTheBreach's lineup as much this game. I feel like we do need a way to deal with this AM, which we don't have, unfortunately, just yet. Okay. And we have a TB. So TB deals with the AM. You have the Reflection, which makes the AM burn his own mana. You have a lot of physical damage to pump into this AM as well. You do have an issue with Eraser, in that he can maybe burst down your illusions with his Q. And also if he takes the damage, you don't do a whole lot. But I like this TB pick. I'm not sure how his lane's going to go, though. I feel like he maybe goes for this very, you know, HP regen based early item build to gain a Ring of Health or Ring of Trask, something like that. Just be able to survive against this Veno in the lane.
This is the part where I embarrass you before you.
But I'd say this is much more of an even draft. At least from the, you know, from looking at it, it feels a lot more even. Whether it's going to play out that way, of course, you can draft as you can draft as well as you want to. That doesn't mean it's going to do well if you can't play it. So we're going to have to see if these players can pull off their heroes. We have a level 25 Oracle. This guy knows what he's doing. That's insane.
Wonderful.
Have the Razor safe? Okay. We actually have a Razor safe lane with the Oracle up against that Underlord. Rubik. AM mid against the Void. And then top lane, this is the one lane we had predicted, is the Veno Clock. That does make a lot of sense to have these. Clock starting off with the boots. So just a super quick boy up here. They're laning up against this gold. Is this yellow or gold? One or the other, yellow or gold. Either way, it's super cool. This TB. Void mid. And then, of course, bottom lane. You have a Rubik. You have an Underlord. And you also have a Wyvern coming down just for the runes. I really like this Underlord skin. I think it's super cool. It doesn't look a lot like Underlord. But it's still super cool either way. Now, Terrorblade actually... He's going to go for this rune. I don't think he's going to get it, though, because it's a clockwork here. Pulling him away. He's going to start running him down. Battery Assault is about to run out, but they have the Veno coming across. He has the spit. TB is like, oh, shit, got to go the other way now. And he's been caught out. They do land that hit. Well, this TB is just going to go down. That's first blood. What a play by the Clockwork. And the Veno just knowing to come down here. And we saw last game, the Clockwork getting that first blood. He's going to get, you know, he might get level 2 within that first 1.5 waves. I'm a bit interested to see how this mid lane goes. It's a bit of a weird matchup. You don't usually see AM mid unless they're, you know, it's a low rank pub and they're and they're memeing, but maybe we'll see it pay out here. The only issue, she doesn't have many ways of securing creeps with nukes or anything like that. Okay, top lane. Yeah, even though he's killed early, took that meta level 1. Just secure this first wave, secure the denies. Pretty standard stuff, and yeah, stop this clock getting this level 2. As soon as he gets those cogs, this TV is going to be in real trouble. Wait a minute. I look away for 1 second. The Void's already got a kill onto the AM. How did that happen? I'm guessing she just stood in the... I'm a caster, not an observer. I'm guessing she just stood in the creep wave. That was super unexpected. I wasn't even... I should have been paying... I wasn't paying attention. I didn't expect that to happen. Okay. Well, that's a really nice start for those Void Spirit. Now 8-4 to the 4-0. With a kill as well. I think that's just a bottle sent out on the way. So he's super happy. Top lane. TB being run down. He is fast enough to get away from the clockwork, but is that Wyvern? Yep, she just about gets out as well. But look at this. As soon as that meta ends, this lane is the Venos. There's not a lot they can do up here. Just going to constantly get those tangos, but this TB doesn't have a health pool. You know, he's such a small health pool. All this poison coming out from the Veno really chunks him. How's bottom lane going? The Razor is doing okay. They actually, yeah, they're using this stack link. Taking a hell of a lot of damage actually, walking straight through the Firestorm and this Fable. And this is the thing, even though Razor gets a lot of damage, they have a lot of damage reduction in this lane. They have the Act Fiora plus that Fable. So the only way he's going to get these last hits is by stealing the damage. Mid lane. Out of mana. Doesn't mind too much. Still got 6 denies. And still got a lot of damage compared to this AM. Almost 10 more damage. Meaning, you know, really not struggling to get last hits. I say I cursed him. I apologize. Top lane. TB starting to get a few more levels, starting to get a bit more aggressive. Rubik does go down that bottom lane. To the Razor. 72 damage stolen there. Really adds up, especially when, you know, this Fiora is only level 1. It's really not taking away a lot of damage. Now, I suppose it's CS. He's 14 CS. Not really a lot of 14 minutes. The Underlord really is doing a good job of not necessarily getting the denies, but stopping and getting CS. Now, up top, does have the Cogs to push back the TB. It won't be enough, though. TB has the damage. He's like, thank you, Clock. You've stunned yourself for me. You've locked yourself in position. I will take that kill. And yeah, meta's off cooldown. Use it. Get another load of creeps. Everyone's struggling on CS, really, apart from this Void Spirit. You know, both lanes are just really focusing on getting the damage into each other. And not really focusing on the CS too much. Now, meta's about to run out soon. Oh, they go for the Venomous Scale. It does not land, unfortunately. He's going to start beating back into this Veno. That's a lot of damage coming out. The Cogs does connect, but the tower will start helping, keeping him alive. And he's taking damage, actually stuck in the creeps waves, and he will go down to the clockwork. Oh, the creeps. Locking him in position. Oracle, he's been found. Goes for the TP, won't do a whole lot. Nice little kill from the... Kill steal from the Rubik, as it were. And yeah, Void comes up here, gets the bounties. Doesn't have an 8th Remnant to work with just yet, unfortunately. Still 5 seconds on that. And Clock's just playing around. He's just dancing around this guy. Trying to bait him in to go for something. Veno's come over. The wards are only level 1 though, so not really the tankiest. But they just find the Wyvern. The Wyvern's standing there, they walk onto him. Remnant comes out, it doesn't actually connect onto the Clock. The Clock just dodges that out. They do finally take down the Veno. Here we come, Astral Step comes out, a lot of damage coming through. One more should finish up that kill.
Thanks for playing Dota 2.
And yeah, after a lot of times top sitting there, they do finally get the kills. But the Void being up here means the AM's actually beating in CS now. She's caught up. And really, you know, really enjoyed the space he's given her.
I don't bow to magic.
I don't think they're going to make a play here. The Rubik is up here, but he's only got level 1 lift, so it's not as though he can hold her still for a long time. Now, they're looking to maybe go on the Terrorblade top. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Wyvern goes down to the Razor. He's chased by the Underlord, not quite enough. And there's the salve, being healed up instead. We have an Invis Rubik here. I don't think he can make anything happen, unfortunately. And yep, here's another meta. He's been gone. He'll actually turn back onto that Veno, getting enough damage out of this clock. I don't think you want to cult him, dude. Don't cult the meta TB. Because that's a lot of damage you're gonna be eating. And this TV's just played the lane very well now. You know, even though he gave away that first blood, every time he's a meta up, popped it, gotten kills with it, and yeah, secured himself the top CS position in the game. Now, actually, the Sunder comes out onto the AM. She has got a blink available and just makes it out.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Whoa, that was way too close. She did not expect that. Did he have vision? He didn't even have that good vision of her. She was just, you know, instant reactions there. She shows up. He pops this under. No time to reflect it. Actually, if you reflect it, I think it still goes off. I'm not sure. Not sure on that interaction. They actually go onto this Razor, lift up. Only a level 1 lifter, so it doesn't really do a whole lot. They are going to dive behind the tower. No trees here to hide behind. Meanwhile, Void does take that on the Veno, but they're chasing the Razor still. He has the ult if he wants to pop it. Might be a bit of a waste, however. Oh, he just goes for the TP. Very nice there, getting out. But he has given up this tower. Now, I'm not sure if this Oracle really wants to be here. They don't quite have the move speed to catch him out. They are just going to sit here, cut the wave. And really, you know, even though it's a mid-AM, she's still going to be farming up this bottom. She wants to be farming up this bottom jungle, which she's got a Battle Fury. And just taking this tower early on really cuts that back. Same with the Razor. This Razor wants to go and farm somewhere. He doesn't want to just, you know, walk to lane, TP back. He just, you know, he's got these points in the queue. Top lane, they are TPing in response. The Clockwork is a bit deep here on his own.
They're unstoppable.
They're not actually going to go for him. And Void just gets a kill onto the AM. This guy manages to just burst down this AM so quickly. Rubik is pinged out. Dude, they don't want to be standing there. Here comes the Razor. Gets that link out. Actually, it'll be broken. The Rubik manages to stun up the two of them. But it shouldn't matter. They have the ult. Nice, easy kill for the two of them. Oh, top lane. Stun. I think this Sunlord is being held in position. I'm not sure if he's going to be... Oh, he hasn't got the ult, though. So he's just trying to walk. He's a very tanky boy. He's actually turning onto this Clockwork. Starting to right-click him down. Veno just trying to kite him out. I don't know if they have enough to kill him. Here comes the Rubik. He's TPing back in, and the Underlord's ready to turn. Don't have this 6 yet on the Veno either. Yep, and they'll be able to just get out. Underlord already has that hood now.
If you were a millennial,
Nice little kill by the Void there. Just hopping in, hopping out. And now this Veno stuck between a rock and a hard place. He has that ult skilled, but that's a whole load of enemies around him. I don't think he's in a good position. Rubik does only get the plague wards, so he gets the poison sting with them. Now this Void's going straight for that. Straight for that Orchid. And just everyone's fighting around the map. Top lane. Rubik's being run down by the Centaur. It does just about manage to get away. Void maybe being set up on mid. They have the root, and they do have the Wyvern save though. Wyvern's coming around. She has that ult if she needs to commit it. And with these Plague Wards, maybe they can try and take a tower mid. I'm not sure if they do have the catapult, so they should have enough damage here. But here comes the clock. He has the ult available as well. They root up the Void. He's actually just holding on to that ult. He doesn't want to commit it just yet. I'm not sure what they're waiting for. Razor. Just having a look. Both teams almost Mexican standoff style now in the mid lane. Unlord's had enough. He's walking in. throws out onto the Oracle and basically just ignores him while he takes the tower down. Now, they do get their remnant onto the Oracle. He should go down very quickly. And they're just pinging for more. They have the ult. They'll commit it out onto this Clockwork to catch him, keeping him in place. Don't have any follow-up just yet. But, oh, here's the remnants. Nice little catch there. Here's the ult to get away, but it just pushes him into the void. Nice little double kill for them there. That should be the Orchid almost complete.
Radiant should look to their middle tower.
Oh, Razor's been found out. He's going for that Blade Mail first. Doesn't have it just yet. It's really quite poor on this Razor. Not been doing a lot of farming, just trying to take the fights, but really not getting a good result. They do go onto this Wyvern. Out comes this damage deal. He killed him Braces. It keeps him alive for now. And they might actually be able to turn. Here comes the Remnant. Doesn't quite connect onto that Razor, but they have found this Veno instead. He's getting jumped on. He'll go down. Razor does manage to get the Wyvern in the meantime, but he's super low. Meta's popped. That's a dead Clockwork. Razor going for the TP. And yeah, he'll be able to get out. So very back and forward in these fights. But Dire just taking that, you know, just clinching them out. And holy moly, that's an 8k lead at 13 minutes. This TB has just been farming. This guy's just been eating the jungle, and is absolutely terrifying right now. He's level 11. Enemy M's level 11. Razor's level 8. Oh, and we have an Invis Orchid. AM, you're in trouble here. Orchid comes out, jumping in with a step. Caught out with that Remnant. They don't have another step just yet, but... Oh, but she just managed to get the blink away. They do have another step, but she's already healing up. Just holding on to that step, thinking they had enough damage there. That was unlucky. They do find the Clockwork here. Well, the Clockwork finds the Rubik, should I say. Jumping in with that hook shot. He goes down, start off with a fight. They're now slowing this Underlord. Not really a position of killing him just yet, though. He's very tanky with that hood. Finally, the Razor's here with that physical damage. And Underlord's still living through it all. Maybe he's given himself enough time. Here comes the Curse out onto the Razor. They managed to get him down. Veno ult actually connects onto 3 of them. Super good ult there for the Terrorblades here. The Voice here as well, going on that Clockwork. He's got that step. Yeah, and there we go. And this Oracle, this Void's going for more. He hasn't got a step available, but maybe this, if this AM comes up to the high ground to go and farm. Oh, he's watching. He's waiting. No, didn't quite. Oh. AM, what are you doing? Where are you going? Okay, she's going to go away. This Void is 9-0-2. Super high net worth right now. They can go and buy the Razor. We'll just look to back out. Only has one step to work with. Look at the items here. Manta complete up on this Terrorblade. With this Orchid on the Void, so he's happily killing people left, right, and center. But we don't have any big items really to this side of the Radiant. He jumps straight onto the AM. Out comes the Silence. Nice hook shot by the Clockwork to disrupt it, but that will be enough damage. AM will pop. Now this Void is in a bit of trouble. It doesn't have another step to work with, so they are starting to run him down. Here comes the Clockwork, super fast, caught out by the Remnant though. But here's the Razor, stealing that damage, right-clicking away. Nice save by the Wyvern, but it won't be enough. Looks like this magic damage will be enough to finally take him down. 10 godlike streak. Going to that Oracle. And now they're chasing for more. Wyvern's in trouble. She's been run down. Not enough mana for that ultimate. This Clockwork he wants blood. This Clockwork won't rest until he's killed a Wyvern. Finally takes her down. But yeah, the big daddy Raid boss is here. They're given enough time for TB to come through. They don't kill the AM. That's something to take at least. But that's the GG. They just called a GG. Oh, okay. Yep. That. Okay. Whoa. They really did not want to be in that.